Going to break down Alabama versus Missouri, and the three key matchups going to determine the outcome of this game. Right now, Alabama's favored by 3 points. The over-under is 51.5. Let's talk about it. The first key matchup is Missouri run defense versus the Alabama rushing attack. And I say that because the Alabama rushing attack hasn't been very good this year. It's only 69th in EPA per play, 123rd in success rate. And you can see their only real game where they ran the ball successfully was against Louisiana Monroe. And I think there's a big difference in opponent level between Louisiana Monroe and Missouri. But in the other games, they ran from 117 on Georgia, 146 against Vanderbilt, and 87 against Florida State. So they're certainly going to have to get that going, being on the road at Missouri. And Missouri kind of has some weird rushing splits. In their two games against Louisiana and Central Arkansas, they got 117, 154 yards. But against their top two opponents of the year, the South Carolina, Kansas, they kind of shut the run down. 19 carries, 31 yards against Kansas, 22 carries, negative 9 yards against South Carolina, and they're 29th in EPA per play against the run, 39th in success rate. So I do think Alabama's going to struggle a little bit to run the football here. I wouldn't say this screams they're going to put up their best effort of the season running the ball. So I got to give the edge to Missouri in that area. And now we're going to talk to matchup number two, and that's going to be the Missouri pass rush versus the Alabama offensive line. And Missouri has a couple really good pass rushers in Damon Wilson and Zion Young. Uh, Damon Wilson has 22 pressures on the season. Zion Young, 21 pressures. 21% win rate for Wilson, 25.6 win rate for Zion Young. But the problem here is Alabama is actually a really good pass blocking team. They got Parker Brust with an 83 grade on PFF, Gino Vandermark with an 81 PFF grade, and Cam Dewberry with an 82 PFF grade, and Michael Carroll 81. So they do grade out really good. It's running the ball where Alabama kind of has the issues on the offensive line. And the problem with that is Missouri can be a little bit vulnerable on the back end if they can't get home. And I'm going to use that to transfer over into matchup number three. That's the Alabama passing attack versus Missouri secondary. And you can look at Ty Simpson's stats, and when this man gets a clean pocket, he's just absolutely on fire. 93.1 PFF grade, 12 touchdowns, one pick. When he's under pressure, that's when you get to a 53 PFF grade, only one touchdown, no picks, 18 to 35. He's under pressure on 27.2% of the dropbacks. You can see his passing log, on the graphic below. This man has thrown for over 300 yards on three of the last four games. When they played Florida State, that was his first start of the season. And I can tell you, watching that game, that man, he played his tail off in that game. He was not one of the reasons I say Alabama lost that game. You could tell the dude just has some fight in him. I was really impressed watching him. And so that being said, now we got to look at Missouri's pass defense, and this is where it gets a little suspect. You start looking at their two quality opponents they played in Kansas and South Carolina. Against South Carolina, they gave up 302 yards, two touchdowns, no picks. And against Kansas, 223 yards, two touchdowns, one pick. Against like Massachusetts, Louisiana, Central Arkansas, I don't even know if you could match up. They're not on Alabama's level, so I'd be willing to say Missouri's probably going to give up closer to those ratings. And I also put up Missouri's man and zone coverage PFF ratings, and you can just look across either and see that nobody really stands out. Their top two corners for man covers when they play roughly 25-30% of the time, grade at 50.6 and 56.6, which is not very good. And you look over at the zone where you got Toriano Pride Jr., 66.9 PFF grade, Dre Norwood, 72.9, Stephen Hall, 60.4. So there's nothing that screams that they just grade out really good in that area where I consider it a strength. So yeah, that kind of ties in with reason two or matchup two and matchup three, where if Missouri's pass rush, despite being really good, cannot get to Ty Simpson, then I think Alabama could potentially go off on that side of the football. But should be a very competitive matchup. Missouri's got the edge, I think, when it comes to running the ball. I think Alabama's got the edge on the passing attack. So we'll see what happens. Missouri got home field. Thank y'all for watching. Plenty more to come.